All right, for anyone who's been on that long road of learning Japanese, you know there's a final mountain to climb, a final boss, if you will. And we're talking, of course, about the JLPT N1. But look, this is not just another exam. You got to think of it as the final epic quest in your journey to mastery. And today, we're giving you the map.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to size up the challenge itself. Then, we'll get into part 1, forging your tools. After that, part 2 is all about navigating the terrain. And then we face the final trial. By the time we're done here, you'll be all set to start your own N1 quest.
Okay, so we call it a test, but that word, it just feels a little small, doesn't it? It doesn't really capture what this thing is. So what is the N1, really? What does it actually represent for someone who's dedicated themselves to learning Japanese?
Simply put, it's the final peak. The N1 is built to see if you can understand Japanese in a huge range of situations. I mean, it's the payoff for thousands of hours of study. It proves you can handle the language at a level that's getting seriously close to a native speaker. It is, without a doubt, the ultimate test. You know, every great quest has to start with preparation, right? You can't just walk up to a dragon without a sword and shield. And that's exactly what this first part of the N1 is. It's about forging the essential tools you're going to need for the rest of the journey. So this first trial is called Gengo Chishiki or Gengo Chishiki. That basically means language knowledge. And let me tell you, it is the absolute bedrock of everything else. This section is all about the raw materials of your Japanese ability. It's checking the quality of the steel you're bringing to the fight. Now, this whole forging process happens in 2 main stages. First up is moji goi or moji goi. Think of this as sharpening your blade. This is where you prove you've got a massive arsenal of kanji and vocabulary. But just having a sharp blade isn't enough, right? So next, you temper it with bunpo or bunpo. This is about mastering the grammar that gives your knowledge real power and flexibility. So you've put in the time. Your vocabulary is razor sharp. Your grammar is rock solid. Your tools are officially forged. But hey, what good is a perfect sword if it just hangs on the wall? It's time to actually put those tools to the test.
All right, so the next stage of our quest shifts from just preparing to actually doing. We're taking those shiny new tools we just forged, and we're learning to navigate a pretty vast and complex terrain, also known as the Reading Comprehension Challenge. This part of the test is called dokkai or dokkai, Reading Comprehension. And here, they're going to throw everything at you. Newspaper articles, academic papers, reviews, opinion pieces, the whole shebang. Your job isn't just to read the words on the page. It's to understand the entire landscape, to see the hidden meanings and the author's real intent. This is really where it all comes together. You're using that vocabulary and grammar you just worked so hard on to find your way through this maze of texts. But here's the kicker, the most important part. This isn't a separate test. Your language knowledge and reading comprehension sections are actually combined into one long 110-minute trial. It's a total marathon of knowledge and application.
Okay, so you've made it this far. You've shown you have a deep knowledge of the language, and you've successfully navigated the dense forests of really complex texts. But the quest isn't over. Not yet. There is one final trial waiting for you.
Welcome to the final trial. Now, this challenge tests a completely different set of skills. This isn't about what you can figure out when you have time to think and analyze. Oh no, this is about what you can understand in the heat of the moment. This is the listening comprehension test. The final gatekeeper's name is chokai, or chokai, listening comprehension. And believe me, this is the ultimate test of your senses. It's designed to measure your ability to process, understand, and react to spoken Japanese as it's happening, in real time, with absolutely no chance to rewind or reread anything. And notice the big shift here. Unlike that combined marathon of the first block, Chokai stands completely on its own. It's a separate, distinct trial. This section demands every ounce of your concentration, and it's testing if you can process conversations, news reports, and even lectures at a natural, native speed. It really is the final, most dynamic test of your fluency. And there you have it, the complete map of the N1 quest. We've gone through the 3 major trials that make up this final challenge. So let's just put it all together for one last look at the road ahead.
So, when you look at the whole map, you see the N1 isn't really 3 tests. It's more like 2 distinct battles. First, you've got the marathon, that long session combining your foundational language knowledge with your reading skills. Then comes the sprint, a super high-intensity trial of your real-time listening comprehension. If you can conquer these 2 fronts, you've conquered the N1.
But you have to remember this one essential truth. A map, it can show you the path, it can point out the mountains and the rivers, it can get you ready for the challenges you're going to face. But the map is not the territory. The journey itself, with all the struggles and the wins, that is yours, and yours alone to take.
We've laid out the entire structure, the challenges, and the path to the very summit of Japanese language learning. You've seen the map, so the only question left to ask is, are you ready for the quest?